People who reconnected with the one who got away. What happened? 10 years ago, I was fired from a dead-end job and felt lost in life. So I spontaneously booked a trip to Costa Rica to soul search. I checked into my hotel, and that's when a random girl slipped a handwritten note under my door. Hey, my therapist told me I should take risks. This is one of them. She even left her room number on the note. But at first, I somehow thought she just wanted to be friends. I was so down in life, I honestly didn't believe a girl could find me cute enough to shoot her shot. I was going to ignore it until I felt what can only be described as divine presence telling me to go for it. And so, I made the best mistake of my life. I went over to her room, and when she opened the door, my jaw dropped. Heather was the most stunning girl I'd ever seen, and my cheeks went pink. I know so because she pinched them and called me adorable, all while I giggled like a dummy. The next 4 days were the best of my life. We laughed until we doubled over. We drew love hearts on our steamy shower windows, and even invented our own secret handshake. In those 4 days, I fell harder for her than for anyone in my life. But then came time for her to leave. Heather lived in Australia, across the world from me. In our final minutes before she left, she was crying about how she's never met anyone like me, and that's when I, without thinking, blurted out, "I'll come with you to Australia." The second I said that, her beautiful blue eyes just lit up. She went from tears of sadness to tears of joy in seconds, and even though my words weren't thought through, I knew damn well I meant them. Strangely enough, I felt happier than ever hugging her goodbye at the airport. For the first time in my life, I felt optimistic. But then 2 weeks later, she sent me a text. Her ex-fiancé was diagnosed with cancer, and she said she owed it to him to be there in his darkest moments. She said she couldn't be with me right now, and couldn't give me the affection and commitment I deserved. She said I was the greatest guy in the world, and even sent one last video of her in tears, doing her part of our secret handshake. I remember feeling my heart literally shatter. It hurt so much I felt physical pain in my chest for months. I thought it would never get better. Fast forward 9 years, I was still single, and honestly, she was the reason. I went on many dates after her, but never found a single girl who made me laugh and smile like she did. I remember accepting that I might be forced to settle, especially as I approached my late 30s, until one specific day in London. I ran into her. I had moved there a few years ago to start anew, and while grocery shopping, I spotted her across the aisle. I couldn't believe it. I kept staring at her, feeling every bone in my body start to flutter. I calmed myself down just enough to begin making my way over, but then I saw a toddler with her. My mind started racing, and I connected the dots that her ex-fiancé likely got better. They fell in love again, and had a kid. I felt my eyes start to well, and I turned around to walk away. However, that's when I heard her voice. "Alan, is that you?" I turned around so fast I became dizzy. Heather was face to face with me, smiling with that same beautiful smile I fell in love with all those years ago. I remember going red, and just like the first time we met, she pinched my cheek. We started making conversation, and the further we went, the more my knees buckled. Turns out, her fiancé never had cancer. He realized his mistake after his mistress left him, so he called Heather and begged her to come back. But she said no, so he concocted an elaborate cancer story, complete with fake medical results. He guilt-tripped her into coming back. It took her over 2 years, during which her fiancé got better and cheated on her again, but she found the strength to leave him again. By this point, however, we didn't have contact anymore. She told me that from then on, she was like me, searching for someone who made her heart dance the way I did. I remember standing there smiling ear to ear, but trying my best to maintain a neutral tough guy approach. "Oh, you think you're tough?" she told me in her sarcastic flirty tone. "How about now?" she said softly, kissing my cheek. That was it. I melted on the spot. I swear my body became putty on the floor. We went to my place that night, and it was the most amazing night of my life. We sang, danced, made love, and caught up on everything we missed. We said I love you, and meant it. On top of that, it turns out the little girl I saw at the grocery store is mine. Heather became pregnant during our holiday. I felt like the luckiest man alive when I found out. At least I did, until one day Mark showed up at our apartment, demanding to speak to Heather. I couldn't finish the story here. The full story where Mark tries everything to win Heather back is on my channel, and linked below.